In the final days, the Silmarils will be gathered together. From the earth, from the sky, and from the waters.
Aragorn looks over. Just do a little bit of a recap here. Aragorn looks over and he says, he realizes that, like, this is a great deal to ask for you to go somewhere and retrieve artifacts and knowledge and books and tombs and scrolls and things like that that probably don't serve any purpose to you, but he just wishes them to be kept out of the equation, so to speak, and also please Arwen as well. Yeah?
Yeah.
I kind of like that you asked us. Like, you've obviously trusted us to do this sort of task for you. But you have said previously your scouts have already died, and
No,
He didn't say they
didn't say they
died.
died, he just says they're having difficulties.
You said they never returned.
They haven't returned with any artifacts.
Ah, okay. So what is preventing them actually from not getting in? You know, I need a little bit more detailed on where we're going, the situation, what's there.
It could be the artifact itself.
It could be their skills. It could be their just having they don't have enough experience of exploring places of darkness. Could be a number of factors.
I mean, I understand, like, we kind of need to get everything that's loose out of bad people's hands, because that's going to cause problems for us all over the world again.
It could be. Also could be a factor that, and a couple of his scouts, his intelligence has told him, is that some of those artifacts or some of that knowledge has already found its way into potentially dangerous hands.
Exactly. So it's with best interest to do it, but
I mean, it would be nice to go on a venture together for old time's sake.
He wishes he could go, but obviously running a kingdom and being a king is to be honest with you, it's a right pain in the arse.
nothing to the scale of you, but I totally get that.
I couldn't put better words myself.
Yeah, so he would ask others, but others have other commitments, and he's already asked so much of them already. Not to mention that some of them are already still carrying out some frivolous tasks.
Mm-hmm.
He recalls your time in Rivendell and how eager you were to explore and discover and learn more. So he would like to give you this opportunity to once again go on an adventure.
Like, excuse to leave.
Why do you just want to leave?
I look up to Theo with eager eyes for an adventure.
Who's thinking?
Oh, come on, man.
Didn't seem like it when you left. But that was a year ago, so maybe you're starving for it.
I would love to go on an adventure again, but there are other commitments that have taken, at the moment, prior priorities. I would need a bit of time before going, yes, I accept, and then go. I would need to say I can probably accommodate this, and then have to work around it, and if I don't manage to get around to it, I would have to send you a message saying I'm unable to do this sort of thing. But I don't want to say, yes, I'm up for it.
Oh, stop being a softball.
He quite understands. So what he agrees to do is he will give you an hour to discuss it amongst yourselves.
I was gonna say, you have an hour to send decrees back to your kingdoms. I'll be like, no!
No, he's gonna give you an hour to talk about it amongst yourselves, in private, of course. And he bows to Olwe and to Estelle, bows to Theo, and he bows to Zoe and Dylan simultaneously.
I will see bow back.
Same.
Yeah, I did the whole, yeah.
He motions towards the door. Oh,
When he bows to us, I ask him, if we take if we take up this task, what do we get in return?
Of course, you would think of a reward.
you get his long-term gratitude. You'll also be pleasing Queen Iowyn. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, your gratitude is something that I have heard is very legendary. And,
Quite
well,
so.
pleasing the Queen would be something that would be very admirable. We all have further, more base needs.
He quite understands. Any information that you find while rooting through the Forbidden Libraries, or any artifacts that you acquire that you might deem yourself competent in actually using, you may be permitted to keep.
In which case, you have my services.
It didn't take much, did it?
The
Zabby, like,
ring of loot. I'm in.
Anyway,
Yeah,
he says
Zab-
he's
Sorry, Zabby just rolls her eyes again.
yeah.
And thinking and thought, I expect nothing else from Dylan Truss.
As he kind of bows to Aragon, he takes Aragon's hand in a kind of show of gratitude and does the following.
Okay.
Alright, so yes, he stands by his original agreement, and he's going to give you an hour to actually discuss things amongst yourselves.
Right.
Talk about your stances and your politics and your history. He will return shortly. And he moves towards the door.
Okay.
We're waiting for Jay to type.
Type.
Oh, because something's gonna be done in private.
Yeah.
God,
I
right,
quite like-
okay.
In the room next to a pool.
Yeah,
I'm going to steal everyone's stuff.
okay.
That'd be funny.
That's fine.
What do you have? Nothing. I mean, my nice clothing.
Yeah, same. Well, I have a little thing. Like my book and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, so you hold out your hand. He kind of lightly shakes it, and then he bows again. Turns towards the door. He knocks on it gently twice. There's a lock turn. Again, it seems to echo out through this entire building. The door opens, and the guard who escorted you to this room is still on the other side. He stands to one side and lets Aragorn pass. Reaches in, takes the door, closes it, and locks the door again. You now all stood inside this one of Aragorn's many studies, and he has numerous ones.
I begin to walk around.
It overlooks the garden and the tree and the outside world. You can see the mountains of ash in the distance. The outskirts of Osgiliath. The outer plains of Pelennor. And below you, there's streets, many of them still in ruin and rubble, of Minas Tirith. People moving around, doing their general everyday thing, moving carts, carrying boxes, day-to-day stuff. You all stood looking at each other, deciding what to do next.
I have a little walk around the room.
Wow. Stare at his desk. There's a desk in there, right?
Yeah.
This desk, yeah, it's a very large desk, a very large wooden desk. It's kind of
a big map on it.
No, there's no big map on it. It's got a stretched piece of stained green leather across the top of it.
Zabby goes, well, to be honest, I miss having big adventures like this. So it would be very nice to go ahead and find these artifacts.
Bear in mind, you do not know what artifacts you're looking for, what information.
I know. I know, but it still would be interesting to find out what they are.
Okay.
I mean, I get the idea of people would like to have an adventure again. And I do understand that these items may need to be put in away from danger. People who may use them for evil doings, cause harm in the future. There is only so much we can do.
I know, but don't give me the asshole nuts, Theo. Seriously.
You have been able to do what you want after a certain point. I've been given an area to look after, to maintain, to make sure it stays as it should, to build up, to feed the people, to look after the people, and to protect the area.
And do you think one little adventure would hurt?
Well, this is the thing.
It depends how long it is, really.
My one adventure with Estelle previously went in for almost a year.
That was
only you guys along the way. Yeah.
That was only a little adventure, though, wasn't it?
That was the thing. That was meant to start off as a little adventure, and then a little adventure.
It just
a year later
snowballed into something big. Just one thing after another, after another, after another.
Which apparently we could be destined to do it.
Like this journey will lead to another thing, which will lead to another thing, will lead to another thing, and then we can never go back to our homes. Even though I joke that I would totally do this thing, I do have a city to run as well. I've taken my time to be here. Any excuse to be away from there is good, but Starbucks is my home.
Good thing I left when I did, looking at Estelle.
What was that supposed to mean?
What, you already forgot that argument we had?
Ignoring that part out, yes. But it's not like the year was terrible at all. It was just
I wasn't even with you the entire year. I went out more adventuring and stuff. Because I got so pissed off with you not telling every single little bit, with or with not, and your stubbornness. Of course I know you're whatever, but honestly, you gotta open up at times. You never did.
I smile.
That's why I think going on this adventure would be a good idea.
Ah, now that makes sense.
Okay. Don't know what that
I was kind of concerned considering, let's have an adventure together considering how we left off last time. Although it's been a year, maybe it's cooled off, but I guess it hasn't, because it's still there.
Yeah, it kind of hasn't, because I'm still pissed off of you of that one bit with when I left. Like I said, I only went on my own adventure at that point. And Theo, like, knows most of my adventures because I kept contact with him most of the time.
I nod.
Oh.
Theo's just nodding.
What, you're not going to say anything? You're just going to nod there?
I don't know what else I can say. As in, I'm trying to think in my own head whether I should go or not. I understand. Maybe we are more experienced because we've done some stuff like this previously, but we don't know where we'll be sending off to. We don't know how long it will take.
But this is a...
Those are some questions we'll have to bring forward.
Yes.
Now that we've discussed...
I believe those are the questions that will only be given when we accept the job.
And I'm just going to say this, I'm not being rude, but maybe going on this adventure will test of what we've learned. Some new things, some old things. Basically, see
a
how
break
all
from
of us...
what we've been doing for the entire time we've been separated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes?
Yeah. Just to basically see what we've developed and what hasn't changed.
All we?
Always says that, well, she doesn't see there being any harm in taking a holiday.
Zappy nods at that.
How long do you think they'll allow this time? Considering my holidays the past year.
Your holiday the past year.
Jeez, I would love to have a holiday.
Well, why not?
Don't worry, it wasn't just a holiday and like I was bathing in the sunlight of in some place. No. This is more me doing my own projects, my own learning and stuff.
Yeah.
Plus in between with the wedding, of course.
Yes.
Which I heard that you didn't go. You ended up having to decline that.
Yeah,
and that's why you went there.
That is correct. I was preoccupied with bits and bobs around Kalos.
I didn't even know about it, to be honest.
Oh, the wedding was lovely.
We
got to be in really nice dresses. It was great.
Yeah, you didn't have to gawk at it, honestly.
No. I'm just saying it was lovely. More so.
What about you, Trust? What do you think?
I think that traveling is good, regardless of whether it's by yourself or with friends. Seeing new places, seeing new places and experiencing new things can enrich the life. Who knows? He says this as he's walking over to the window that Aragorn was at.
Yeah, it's a huge window.
Yeah, but he stands like he walks from where he was right over to the window and looks out.
Looks out. It's a beautiful day outside. Yeah, it's a very nice day outside. It's an early morning. It's like mid-morning. Clear skies, with the exception of the mountains of ash.
Yeah, he's looking towards the horizon.
On the horizon, you can see the mountains of ash, formerly Mordor, still commonly referred to as Mordor. It's only been a year. It's going to take centuries before people actually forget about the purpose of that land. But it's a new era now. It's the Fourth Age. It's the Age of Man. It's the Age of invention, of machinery, and of technology and stuff like that. That sort of thing. It's the swinging away from nature and from belief and understanding towards structure and construction and industry and stuff like that. Yeah, this hasn't happened yet, but you can see that this is probably the way things are going to progress.
I go over to Theo, saying, "Hey, Theo.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, if we do or not, I still want to show you my friend.
What friend?
You're more than welcome, as I say, to ever bring him into Kalos.
Oh, he doesn't like cities.
Well, it's not really a city.
Well, I did kind of tell you that he's not a big fond of...
I know.
The friend?
You'll see.
I mean, it kind of would be nice to go out with you guys again, 'cause at least I know you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of nostalgia, isn't it?
But again,
Don't leave me hanging with silence! Otherwise I feel like I'm the only one with nostalgia here. Oh.
No, it kind of be like you're saying nostalgia, yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of going to be a pain though as well, because we weren't always friendly.
No, we
That's the
did.
fun part. That's the fun part, isn't it?
I look at Estelle going, really? Fun part? It's more like a draining part. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's more fun than certain discussions that happens over business.
Can I ask who is willing to do this?
I am.
Willing-wise, yes. Considering what I'm currently looking after, discussions are in play.
Zabby is eager,
Whether or not
but
I'm
her
willing
face
is not
is
up for-
of
Pardon?
nervousness.
because you already made
of,
the
like,
deal.
caring.
Yeah. Yeah, but he doesn't. Just because he
She's
made a
eager,
deal doesn't mean
but
to say
she
he's
has
willing
a
to
nervous
do
look on her
it.
face, thinking could be tricky.
Whether or not I'm willing
Fourth
to
shot.
do this is not really up
Basically,
for
that's what
up
she's
for
at the moment.
debate.
So.
I have requested something of the king here, and if I keep up my end of the bargain, I hope he keeps up his end of the bargain. I see myself no different than any other person in this room, Zabby.
No, I'm sure there's some differences, even though familiarity is a thing.
Yeah, I think he's grown a little bit.
I know. Kind of cute. Not in a patronizing way. It was mostly just,
no. I'm even though I'm nervous, I'm actually eager to do this.
I've been kind of leaning on the desk that I've been looking at, so
That's fine. Fine. There's books, scrolls, and knapsacks, and various like pieces of paper, discarded maps, journals, and all sorts of things just littered all over the place. Most of it outlines areas of like orc movement and activity, and reports of raids and things like that. Because orcs are still like, because they've got no commanding officer or anything like that, they're still making raids on farmsteads and stuff like that because there's nobody telling them not to do it. So that's what Aragorn was kind of referring to when he was like, the situation now is like worse than it was before because now we have a bunch of crazies who have no leader, and they're just picking up everything and destroying everything, and they don't realize what they got rid of and what they're using, and they don't know how to handle it, and they don't know how to control it, and it's a situation that they don't want on Minas Tirith's doorstep. You have experience of being able to handle these kind of like, of being able to take care of these artifacts and relics and monsters and things like that, and exploration. So his scouts are more guerrilla tactic, like just monitoring from a distance, not actually making the acquisitions. You have a better understanding of mechanisms and traps and things like that. So he's called upon you. He can't call upon his other friends because they've obviously got their own tasks to take care of. They have their own regions to look after as well. Mirkwood has its own issues, and
that's what I want to do.
The
Rangers of the North have their issues with Agmar, and
everyone has their issues.
They have their own issues, yes. But
try?
Kalos is relatively nearby, and Tarbad seems to be fairly fairly
Well, it can
manageable.
be sustainable with the plans that's in place, yes.
That's right, yeah. So...
Would I have permission to leave my area for this a long period? Like, am I... How
he's already doing
much
it, so.
do I need to report back to...
You're here.
Queen Erwin.
Erwin?
Yeah, Queen Erwin. You probably don't need to report back as regular Abby would have done in the past under King Theoden. Queen Erwin is well aware that villagers need time to recover, therefore, and to rebuild and to repopulate and to become self-sustainable and to become self-managed and self-governed. So she's relaxed an awful lot of the actual administration centered around that.
It sounds like everyone else here is willing to go, even Orwe, or even wanting to go, to be honest.
Orwe kind of gives Estelle a little bit of a reminder of that the city coffers are not as good as they used to as they could have been.
Yeah. I know.
The Bank of
I'm well aware of the number.
The Bank of Tharbad is...
All those dresses, God.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
100%. Okay.
Yeah. So there could be...
I mean, we are going to survive. Just we need to revamp the plan a bit. She just jinxed it.
So there might be an opportunity to actually, for not just you as a group benefit, but maybe Tharbad could also come out of this quite profitable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it still hard in Tharbad then?
I mean, it's coming along. Just not everything is up to clean and built and stuff. But the foundations are there, the bridge is there, the trade routes are establishing, the money's coming in. It's happening. That's all I'm gonna say. It's fine. It's fine. I believe it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So?
Well, if we are to do this, then I need to come up with an excuse for leaving for a prolonged time.
I guess just say to Tharbad is in their best interest as well that we do this trip. Gives me an excuse.
I need to report back to Freya so she can keep it going. I've got to set up some bits and bobs so they can keep going while I'm not around. Okay. I will accompany you guys on a short adventure.
Yay!
Yes!
I hug Theo.
I do the one hand hugs, awkward hug sort of thing, you know?
That's fine.
I'm looking very well at that.
What does Dylan Truss think?
He didn't really think much of it. He's like, okay, you're coming.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Well done, you're coming. The women talked you into it.
Oh, God.
Well, you think that, but I've been thinking very, very hardly, actually.
Yeah, Theo normally would think very hard anyway. Zach B kind of knows that. So.
Dylan Trask is too busy looking out the window. He's like, I don't want to be cooked up in this hall. I've been in here long enough. I want to get out into the fresh, wide world. You know, it's a new world out there. I want to go see it, not read about it.
Okay.
Alright, well, you've still got a couple of minutes before Aragorn returns.
We're all in agreement. We want to go on this adventure.
Yeah,
And
why
we
not?
need to know how long this is going to take. Or at least how far this... Yes.
Okay.
Just to make sure it's not...
time passes, and you're just kind of like looking out the window and looking around the room, and you hear a turning of the key. Again, it's a loud turning of the key. It echoes throughout this room, and it's like...
What, like...
I won't lean on anything if I hear something like that.
It's like, it's just a reminder that there's somebody coming in the room kind of thing, but you like wonder how anybody can actually move around this place without even being heard. The door opens, and the guard steps back. Aragorn steps into the room. The guard reaches in, closes the door, and once again there's that deathly lock again.
As he enters, I do my normal little bow to him.
So he says, have you had the opportunity to discuss and come to a decision? What is your decision?
We want to take this adventure.
And this is unanimous?
Yes.
Zabby looks at everyone. I go, yep.
He says, excellent.
It is. Yep.
He says, excellent. Moves around to the other side of the table, where the window is at. Pulls open a very large drawer in the centre of the table.
Whoa.
Takes out a large scroll. Yeah?
Sorry.
Somebody's moved the gun. Takes out a very large scroll out there.
Oi!
Whoa!
Oi! Oi!
Boy. He says,
It's upside down for me, so let me just...
It's fine. So he wrote in the scrolls this huge map. It's a very old, ancient map. And it outlines, shows the River Anduin splitting through the centre of, coming down from the mouths of the Entwash, down to circling Minas Tirith, just going through Osgiliath, and then heading out towards the Bay of Balthas. And on the far right of this map, there is Mordor. Mount Doom, in its giant plain, flatlands in the centre. Yeah?
All the way to...
He points at an area on the map. Just to the north.
Oof.
He encircles an area. He calls it the Black Gate. There's two towers here.
Not there again.
At the Black Gate. He says his scouts can get in on the ground level. But beyond that, they're finding it difficult to navigate. Some of the layout is disorientating. Some of the mechanisms and the guards and wards that are in place are proving tricky. There's two towers on the east and the west of the Black Gate that he would like to be fully explored. The one to the west is called Karchost.
Karchost?
And the one to the east is called Narchost. And there is rumour of information, documents, tombs of historical significance, manuscripts, records that he would like to be collected, collated, evaluated, and if need be, extracted from these buildings and brought back to Minas Tirith so they might be studied, recorded, and then stored away safely within the new underground vault. Says his men can get you in on the first level, on the ground level. However, they are well aware that there are levels below ground as well as above ground. He's not certain about the number of floors that are into each tower, or the interconnecting corridor that run the full length of the gate itself, a wall of steel that resembles a row of teeth, of iron teeth, each tower acting as a fang, rising up from the volcanic ash that covers the entire region. It's referred to as by the local people as the Teeth of Mordor. Once the residence of the Third of Nine, Dwarf of War, one of the Nazgul lords.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the reminiscence of his wolf packs. Dwarf of Law is also referred to as Dwarf the Dog Lord. Said that he had mastership over the hounds, over wargs, over wolves, and the various tunnels that spawn off from Narchost and Carchost lead into underground kennels that run for hundreds of miles. Some of the biggest wargs and some of the biggest wolves have been spawned out of these tunnels, these caves. Its lofty heights of Carchost and Narchost both hold giant aviaries of monstrous-sized bats and ravens. Several of them have been broken now, greenhouses that no longer enslave these flying creatures. However, they still consider this place to be their home, and they've proven to be quite the pest towards my antique hunters.
How long of a journey will it take us there?
Travelling there won't take very long. We have a trail of scouts that can escort you all the way to pretty much the front doors of the Teeth of Mordor. Getting there is not the problem. It's getting in, discovering what's in there, retrieving, and getting back.
And then,
the location itself.
The location itself
Considering what it
is considerably dangerous. It's also dark, and we have no inside knowledge of its layout or who resides there now. But we have heard gossip and rumour and reports that there is a shadow that moves across the faces of the towers. We have not seen a Nazgul for considerable length of time now. We suspect most of them, or all of them, have been disbanded with the destruction of the One Ring. But if this is a new shadow, or if this is a new apparition or a new ghost, we cannot be certain. So we require your services to investigate, to evaluate, and to retrieve as many artifacts as you deem necessary. Of course, if you come across any treasures, pieces of art, jewels, gems, riches, you are obliged to keep them. All that I ask is that I get the information, the manuscripts, the documents, the histories that outline the road that brought us to this situation today, that we may catalogue it, that we may record it, that we may preserve it, and not allow it to crumble into the dust of time. He realizes that...
God, I kind of never wanted to go back there.
He never really went there.
No.
We went to Dol Guldur, which is...
No, we never went there as a group.
You're talking about in a different term, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, during the year.
He went there, yeah. And, so yeah, that's basically the outline of it. He realizes that you don't all, like, you getting artifacts, and he also kind of goes on for like a few minutes or so explaining that these artifacts can be of considerable size. There's no reason to say why they can't just all be rings when some of them can be quite large. Some of the creatures that used to occupy this area were quite large creatures, trolls and, dare I say it, balrogs.
So the artifacts could be anything, really.
There could be
Like
anything
a
that
what?
you consider to be the artifact. or in artifacts. But he's more interested in ancient relics, and he's interested in knowledge, in poetry, in artwork and understanding, and manuscripts and records and documents and things like that, so that they might be preserved, they might be stored correctly, recorded, and opened up for...
What doesn't stop me from asking to do like copies and stuff for the library back in Dublin?
Oh, by all means, if there's anything that you require duplicated, our scribes will be on hand to make accurate copies, that the information may be shared with other scholars. That is part of like an ongoing expansion of Arwen's, that knowledge may be preserved as well as freely expressed and shared amongst the literate and the educated. However, there will be on instances where some knowledge will be considered off limits.
Right.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Exclusive.
Exclusive, but yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. So he looks across all of you now and tries to gauge what your expressions are, what your reactions will be. Horror.
Yeah, hearing the black gates again is like, no.
Trying not to show complete nervousness out of my wazoo.
So
Zabby is eager, but her face is of nervousness.
Yeah, this is gonna be terrible.
She's eager, but she has a nervous look on her face, thinking could be tricky, but worth a shot. Basically, that's what she's at the moment. So
he knows it's not an easy task. He's asking you to go into an area that
took an army to break.
Yeah, fairly much. And even then, once an army disbands of its previous occupants, that the wards and the traps and the snares and the curses and things like that that were once put in place by those said people are still in place. He realizes this could be quite a challenge, and if you're not up for it, then he will gladly pass it over and look for an alternative method to being able to gain this information. Okay, bye.
No. I'm even though I'm nervous, I'm actually eager to do this.
Are you sure you wish to take up this challenge? You will be, of course, you will be given adequate support, obviously.
Adequate support is nice.
In fact, he says, in fact, this small object was brought back. This small object was brought back from that region. Its origins are unknown. We suspect it's from further east than we have grown accustomed to. Our scholars have studied it, but they cannot determine its usage. But they do detect a very potent magic being stored inside. They haven't quite worked out how to trigger it.
Was this received from the same place?
It was brought back from that place, yes. It's one of the only items that were brought back from that place. They don't know...
Have they done everything to this ball? Like, spells, all sorts of maneuvers?
They know it's a magical device. They don't know. It's predominantly, it is a black ball. There is a rune in the center of it, but it's a rune that nobody's been able to actually decipher.
Can I have a look at it?
That's what I want to do.
The rune?
Yeah, to look at the rune.
It's very, very faint. It's very, very faint.
Can I try?
They're mucking around with it.
You're seeing like two girls just staring over this ball, like.
I step back.
I'll draw the rune. The rune is.
Draw it here.
No, he's already doing it. So.
Where is he drawing it? Oh,
Just here.
The hell?
You actually see it?
It's right there.
It's like that. So they haven't been able to decipher it. They're not too sure what it is, but they think it's definitely some form of a language or some form of communication, but they're not too sure what it is. It's in the center of the ball. They don't know how it got there. It just seems to be floating in the center of the ball, but it is pretty much a black spherical glass ball.
They haven't done text analysis on it.
They've done. If they say it does reflect the light and it does act like as if it is actual glass.
Not there.
Yeah,
There's nothing there for me.
Oh wow, really? Wow.
I don't have anything that you draw.
No.
Oh dear.
I can see my drawing,
I do that.
but I cannot see anyone else's drawing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can see Westa's drawing. I can see Zelly drawing.
Okay.
But so there you go. It's like it's just a sketch like that. I've just done a little sketch like that, and it looks something like that inside. It's very difficult to see, but it's they understand that there is a rune in the center. They can't decipher the rune, but it is a spherical black ball, and it's about the size of a small apple or a small orange. It's not very heavy, but it's been sat on many scholars' desks, being looked at and being studied, and they understand that there is some kind of magic in it, but they don't know what it is. He says, you can make sense of it.
I was thinking, can I do like my written skills?
Yeah, can you have they done text analysis on this
Have
thing?
they done read room?
Yes.
No, because I have 4 different languages.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to
Read it out.
try written Cinder.
Written Cinder. Okay, roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll them one at a time, like I did last
Aye.
MERP. So. Oh, nice. 98.
Roll again.
$98, 80, 88.
It's not Cinder.
Okay. Well, it's definitely not Cinder, that's for sure. So it might not be Elven Make.
It's not Cinder. Anyone else wanna?
I mean, I can't do anything. I can't see what's been drawn. So.
Sorry, I've taken it off now.
Well, I sent me an image of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it should be in your DMs.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I had the plus 81 to that of Cinder anyway. So anyway,
It's not Cinder.
Okay.
He said it came from the east. Would I recognize what was written on it? Is it any of the languages that are accustomed to the east?
You have an understanding that's probably from the Far East.
Okay.
It's certainly not from this region. It's certainly not from this region of Middle Earth. It is from somewhere towards the east.
Do I know what it says?
Roll.
Okay. Oh, that was a throw.
Oh dear.
Not a chance.
So I don't know what it says.
No,
okay.
no, but you do have an understanding that it is not from this region. It's from far to the east. How it got here, you're not too certain of, or not too sure about. But it's definitely a relic not from this region. It's not from this part of Middle Earth.
Would it be able to identify the language?
It's from it's a Far Eastern language. It's a Far Eastern language, but you can't read it.
Would it be able to, no, not read it, but would it be able to tell us what people it's from?
Yeah, you can tell you it's from the Far East.
Is that it?
That's it. Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. It's just some symbols that he's known to come from people from that area.
Can I try one more language? I want to see if it's Kuduk. I think is that Far East?
No, that's Dwarven. That's Dwarven.
Uh,
Oh, man, it's a Far East language.
What is Far East language then?
We've been going with it.
Fuck.
I have.
Well, we haven't. Zelly probably might have as well.
No, I don't know.
what?
I can't speak for Zelly, but I can.
Far Eastern languages.
Oh, probably not, but I can do a bunch of things.
Do a bunch of things.
I mean, the list of stuff that I know in written and in speaking.
Yeah.
Are they any of
No.
those? Are they? Can I?
God,
Am I able?
am I able?
Is there any of that I know? No.
Far Eastern. Yeah, like we're talking like if you just went to where the sun came up and kept going for like.
My read
Come on.
runes is plus 13.
No. Like,
Do I have read runes? Where is
I
that?
don't know. Some of the read runes are all from languages that you understand and communicate with. These ones, or the one that seems to be locked in here, Dylan is determined is not from this region of Middle Earth. It's from somewhere far east. You can't tell exactly which people did it, or from when it came from, or from where it's from. He just knows that it's something to do with that area, which is like a very, very vast area. About
I feel like
3
I'm gonna
months
do
travel
what all
west,
the
east.
scholars have been doing.
I will ask the king. Do they know what type of magic it holds? Then?
what type of magic does it hold?
I mean, is it an explosive bomb?
No, it's not destructive. It's not destructive magic. The closest that one of them's ever got was he passed it to an assistant. He threw it, but the ball seemed to stop in midair for a second, and then a shimmering purple portal opened up for a second, and then it disappeared, and then the ball continued on its journey and landed in the hands of the assistant.
I got to ask him, may I pick it up and throw it?
It's a glass ball.
You want to shatter a ball, or you want it to teleport?
I don't know. If someone picked it up, threw it, a purple portal appeared,
Then it disappeared.
and then
Yeah.
it dropped back into the hand. You know, let's find out what that purple portal is. Is it?
Whoa!
It's a glass ball. There's no doubt about it. It's a glass ball.
Would
Okay,
that
I didn't mean
be
to throw it at
relevant
wall.
here? Would that be relevant here?
To find out what it is, if it's going to come in handy, yes. I pick it up.
I mean, let's see. Is there
I shake
something
it.
we can do
It's
that
solid.
the scholars haven't done yet?
I listen to it.
You listen to it. It is very cold. It's silent. It's
I
black.
chuck it just up in the air in front of me. It's ready to catch it again.
Okay, you chuck it
Well,
a few inches into the air and you catch it again, and it's heavy, it's cold, and it's solid.
I go, here, catch, and I chuck it towards... Oh, who should I chuck it towards?
Oh, bugger.
I mean, let's wait.
I chuck it towards Dinchaz.
Oh god, here we go.
I
need
think
to
he's probably
roll
got the
for
best
this.
catch.
I
I'm
need
not,
to
gonna,
roll
I'm
for
not
this.
lobbing it at you. I'm just,
What do you mean,
I'm-
best
I'm-
catch?
Well, because
Silly.
he did all the throwing stuff.
My primary weapon is throwing.
You know, so I'm figuring he's probably better at catching because he's throwing.
Yeah?
I chuck
Is
it
there?
again.
Let's see. Is there stats for catching?
No stats for catching, apart from a dexterity check, but okay.
It'll be a dexterity check, yeah. So...
Dexterity.
Okay,
No.
is there anybody...
You
Is there...
I need to look at my dexterity.
That's all right.
then.
Is anybody between Theo and Dylan Trask?
I am, but I'm getting out
Well,
of the way.
I was near the ball, so maybe I'm near Theo. I don't know.
You'd be near me, but I'm not saying that I'm not going to chuck it over someone's head.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, being the one
I
that
was in
I'm-
between.
How far of a distance are we chucking it?
How big's the room?
Do let it be the one that I'm standing next to a window.
So
Big honking window.
We all know my throwing skills. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Let's start the second season with another throwing episode.
Anyway.
So, what kind of a distance are we counting here?
I don't know. It's probably only probably 10 feet. I don't think we're that far away.
10 feet. 10 feet.
Because he looked at it to see what the symbol was, so he can't be far away from it.
No, 10 feet. Do you want to do 10 feet? 10 feet's fine. Yeah, 10 feet's okay. Yeah, I'm just making sure that you're not actually chucking it like 6 inches.
I'm not lobbing it at him. No, it's just underarm. Boop.
Okay. Roll.
Oh boy.
Roll to throw.
Yeah.
Where's...
Please don't.
Well, you're not skilled in throwing balls, so I'm just going to use your category.
Theo's not
70.
skilled in throwing balls.
78 plus what's your throwing category?
8.
My throwing category. Let me have a look.
One-handed throwing category.
Where can you find that?
It's on your category skills.
I know where they are. Find the right thing.
He's going to find the right character sheet.
Oh, would it be
Plus
like
11.
Oh god.
Oh no.
All right. Okay.
I'm not lobbing it.
Lobbing it. You're throwing.
No,
throwing
no,
ball.
of
You're
course
throwing.
not.
Okay. The glass ball leaves. Everybody's watching this. The glass ball leaves Theo's hand, goes through the air, travels about 6 feet in, like horizontal, and about a couple of feet higher than normal, and then there is a whoosh. The ball's disappeared, and in place there is a 2-dimensional purple vortex.
Abby's eyes kind of...
Now,
widen at
right
that.
in the middle of this room, just in front of the desk, there is a 6 foot high, about 2 foot wide, elliptical circle vortex. Very purple. Can't really see through it. It's just kind of like a mist of clouds in there, swirling.
I don't quit. Anyone got detect matches or anything like that? They can do all this.
I could have, if the scholars haven't done it yet, did some spell analysis on the ball.
Not on the ball. Do it on the
The
ball
balls,
now.
go. What are the balls?
Can I look closely to the portal?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you can
what's
see.
it sound like. Can I listen to the portal? What's it doing?
Do you want to stick your head in
It's
as
got a
well?
slight, it's got
Okay.
a,
No, don't do that.
it's got a slight humming sound to it.
Can I touch it with my finger?
Theo! No!
You can touch it with your finger if you want to. Do you want?
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Does it feel hard, soft? Like does
No,
feel
it feels like no.
burn?
It feels like very staticky. You ever feel the hairs on your arm stand up? Kind of like a shiver running up your arm. Not painful, just a weird sensation.
If I put my hand in, does it feel cold?
No. You can actually still feel your fingers like rubbing against each other inside the vortex.
Now stick your head
Dylan
in,
Trask,
like
Dylan
I
Trask
said.
is on the Dylan Trask is on the other side of this vortex, and he can see exactly the same thing, except your hand's gone in, but hasn't gone all the way through.
Oh god.
I asked Aragon, has anyone gone in here before?
He says, no, nobody's. He said, the scholars have reported that happened before, but they just kind of waited a little while. The ball returned, like it just like a temporal shift, and then the ball came back.
I bring my hand back out of it. Is there anything on the table that looks like a pen or pencil, or just a figurine that doesn't?
Yeah,
really have
there's a
any
small
value?
paperweight of like one of the.
I asked, can I just borrow something here very quickly?
Okay, you. The nearest thing to you is a granite, small replica of one of the Argonauts that are on the banks of the Anduin. It acts like a paperweight, not like a bookend, not like a bookend.
I just picked that up and go, just go borrow this for a second.
You pick it up, it's quite heavy.
Well, I'm holding it and I want to put that inside the portal.
You put it inside the portal.
Yeah, and I want to put my other hand just below it, so when I let go of it on my left hand, does it fall down to my right hand, or is it just stopped in midair?
No, it falls down, actually catches in your right hand. You feel the weight of it. You just do about a couple of inches apart because it is quite large, quite heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can actually feel it in your other hand.
Is there any way I can look like I'll place it on the ground, or...?
You can't see the ground. There's just a swirling...
You said it was a 6-foot portal, so if I go down closer, like near...
Oh yeah, you can actually... Yeah, if you want to bend down, you can put it down and you do...
Can I cast a
spell? You do feel
spell?
the ground. But where it would normally be the back of the... You'd be thinking, I should be reaching for the back of the desk here, but there is a floor there. It's a wooden floor. You know it's a wooden floor, because you can feel the grain, like... On the ends of your fingers. It's a wooden floor.
Wooden?
I leave it there.
Okay, you leave it there.
And then I pull my hand back out.
Pull your hand back out.
And I go, okay, let's wait for it to close. We'll do it again and see if that's still there.
No, we don't need to even do any of this. I'm going to cast Intuitions 1.
Oh, good thinking.
And I'm going to...
What would happen if you
I gain a vision of what will probably happen in the next minute. And we don't need more than a minute to basically. I want to see what happens if I were to walk through that portal. Just normal, go in, and what's in the other
what's
side.
Everybody else doing?
That's my spell.
But everybody else is
I'm
still around. They
waiting
can
for
do something. Yeah. What's everybody else doing?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the portal to close again after I've dropped that big block.
What will happen in the next minute if I were to go through the portal?
I'm getting ready to catch that orb still.
Because we still don't know if it's coming at you or if it's just going to drop.
I'm actually going to try to do Intuitions 3 for my turn.
Okay.
I might actually get ready as well, just in case the drops straight down.
I'm not skilled in it, but it's based on my ability set, so...
Okay, you all stood around waiting for the portal to close, yeah?
Some of us.
Okay, so you kind of like take a step back, and when you take 2 steps back from it, Theo, the portal closes.
But my spell!
What happened to the ball? What happened to the ball?
What happened to the spell?
The ball materializes in midair and just falls and lands on the desk.
I just said wait for my spell!
Yeah, I know, well...
Is it
It was
broken?
already happening.
It's already happening, yeah.
That I can say.
So it kind of it just falls like boom, just on the desk. But it hits the desk, and the desk it like it's very heavy, bangs on the desk.
Did any of us know how long that lasted?
No.
How long did that last?
I didn't time. As soon as I stepped back, it seemed to have just disappeared. So it may be.
It could be distance.
How high did it drop from
onto the desk?
When not from us, but from the other person. You said they tracked it and it dropped.
About waist height.
Does it look like it might break if it landed on the floor? Because I can't see it being very good if it's going to keep dropping.
No, it's from about waist height. The kind of like he just like passed it at him and he tried to catch it at waist height. It like opened, did exactly what it did there. It just opened up and made a vortex, and then they stood at it and looked at it for a bit, and then. After a second or two, it became a ball again and continued its journey and slammed into the person he was throwing it to because he wasn't quite ready. He fell backwards and had the ball on top of him.
Can we try that again?
Yeah, because I need to find out if that statue's still there.
Estelle!
Yeah.
You want to cast your spell?
Well, I'm not casting mine. Not yet. I'm going to wait when they throw it again.
I wanted the portal. What will happen if I walked through the portal?
You don't need the actual portal.
You don't need the portal there to be able to
say
yeah.
What happens if you go through the...
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
Yes.
You cast the spell. This is at the same time as when the portal was just closing. You step through the portal. And you're in a building. It's got wooden floors. It's got wooden walls. It's panelled. It's a little dusty. The hallway that you're in is empty. There's nobody in there. You're looking around and you can see that the vortex is kind of like spinning behind you in the position of where the doorway would be, you would imagine. carefully step forward along this corridor, and you can see that there's rooms coming off this corridor, and they all seem to be empty. They've all got wooden floors and wooden walls and wooden ceilings. Yeah?
I don't know where this is it?
Hey?
There's no... You said there's no windows? Or
There's a window like behind you to the left and a window behind you to the right. And you look and you can see there's curtains hanging up. But the curtains are old and tattered and very moth-ridden and dirty and dusty. And you can see a swirling purple mist just outside the window. You can't see anything out the window, just a swirling mist. To your left-hand side of where you entered this room, there's a small fireplace. It's got no fire. Looks like it hasn't been used in considerable length of time. There's various doors going off into smaller rooms. And straight in front of you, there's a staircase. It looks hand-carved, old and ancient. It's going up. Then you're back in the room again.
Yeah, because my minute's up. Yeah.
Okay.
Would that place look like something that would be on this material plane, or its own little?
Oh, you can't tell. It's just,
thing?
Yeah, it's just like any other building that you've been in before. You know, it's just you, apart from like looking through the windows and thinking, "Whoa, crappy weather today." You don't. Yeah, you don't know where it is or where it is or anything like that. No, sorry.
Can I try my intuition? Sorry.
Okay.
Explain what I saw.
Right. Do I need to roll? Do I need to roll for my intuition?
Yeah, go on, roll for your intuition. Intuition 3.
Oh, I didn't roll for
That's
my
fine.
intuition.
It was level 1. It
yeah,
doesn't, you know.
Oh.
You know, we're going to get a lot of information from an intuition.
Yeah, because I didn't. I think 1 minute was enough for something.
1 minute, yeah.
Because you go in, you can take
a minute to have a look
at
around. When you're trying to take everything in, it's like, and it's an unknown situation, you're being overcautious about it.
But I mean, you explained there's a building on the other side. Was my statue on the floor?
They didn't see a statue on the floor.
Oh, I suppose it wasn't there.
Yeah.
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 That'd be like closes her eyes and thinks of the portal. So
Okay.
I'm not trained, so I know it's my.
Yeah. It's a spell that you've
Where is
never
it?
cast before, so here we go.
No. It's my own realm, own base.
Own realm or
right?
base. Is that what it is?
Yeah, because it's something I haven't trained in
Okay,
before.
that's fine. Yeah,
so.
go on.
So intuition's 3, which is a level 3
Yep, not
spell.
that one.
Plus 10.
Plus 10, roll.
97.
97. What you do? You
Does that mean a reroll?
Yeah, it is. 97's a reroll.
Okay,
Yeah,
roll again.
You go on.
Yeah, let's add to it.
Let's add to it.
Whee.
Oh, it hit the candle.
That's alright.
That's fine though. 7. Oh,
70.
ouch, 70. So
97 plus 70.
It's enough. It's
That's
enough.
whatever.
It's
It
enough.
is
It's
enough.
enough.
So basically, my thought of is what happened if I entered into the portal.
You
What
enter into
would
the
I
portal,
find?
and you see. First of all, you see is a
What
very,
Zabby-
very dusty wooden floor.
Yeah, so same
Basically
thing
what I
as-
described.
Yeah, in the first minute, but mine's an extra 2 minutes. So.
Yeah.
So it's a total of 3. So
You see a wooden floor, there's wooden walls. There's like door frames, but maybe some rooms don't have doors. They just have a door frame. It's an empty building. It's very dusty and very cobwebby. Nobody's been here for quite a while.
To Zabi, it looks like
It's neither light nor dark.
For eons.
It's neither light nor dark. You can see that there is windows. And looking through the windows, you can see that there's the swirling purple mist, kind of like churning and turning. It's not making any noise or any sound as such. It's just like that kind of low humming sound.
Is it the same kind of
cold.
humming sound as the portal?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the same sound. It's cold. Okay. The building itself is cold. It feels cold. It's neither light nor dark. You can't tell if it's day or night there. It's a strange feeling, sensation. You're looking through the rooms. You can see there's fireplaces, but there's no fires burning. There's the outline of furniture that used to be there, like shapes of left by dust, and it seems to be all gone now. There's like there's outline of picture frames and things like that, but the pictures have gone now. There's nothing there. You can see there's a wooden staircase. Looks like it's been handcrafted, handmade.
Is it possible to go down?
They only go up. Only go up.
Only go up.
Yeah, it's kind of like a semicircular kind of spiral staircase, but it sweeps around this large wooden wall. Straight ahead of you, you climb the stairs, and they creak and they groan. You make your way up them, and you're on a landing. And stretching out in front of you, you can see more corridors and more doorways and rooms. And again, it's like it's old and it's cold and it's dusty. It's like being in some forgotten lost attic. That just feels odd. Again, you can see the swirl outside the windows.
Yeah. Does anything feel familiar to me?
None of it feels familiar. None of it feels familiar to you.
Right.
You don't know if it's a memory, or if it's a dream, or if it's a vision. That's a crunch. A vision, or a dream, or a It's all right.
Sorry.
A vision, or a memory, or a dream, or what it is. You're not sure what it is. It's like, I'm here, but I know it's a spell, so it's like it's like perceiving something that's not real. It's a strange thing. It's like, but there's nobody here. Like there's no sound. It's just empty and eerie. And although there's no shadows being cast, it feels as if
there's light then as well.
it's neither light nor dark.
Yeah,
It's neither light nor dark. It's weird. It's like there's no daylight outside.
That's why.
But there's no nighttime either.
That's why.
It's an odd place.
It's twilight.
It's twilight.
Does it?
Oh God.
I know it's only in my intuition, but does it feel like somebody's here though? Like there's
You don't
some
feel as if
presence
there's a
here?
presence. You feel as if it's like there's been like the shadows of people being here in the past, but they're no longer here anymore. I'm not too sure why, but they're just... It's vacant. It's just like there's nothing here anymore. It's old, it's dusty, there's a lot of cobwebs and things like around. You don't see any spiders or anything like that, no moths or flies or anything like that, but you still get this as if it's like it's possibly lost or forgotten. Then you come back to the normal. You come back to the room again.
Woof. Okay.
Oof.
All right. Theo and Dylan are contemplating chucking a ball at each other again.
Well, I've got to see if that thing's still there. That's the only reason I need to know if it's there or did it teleport somewhere.
Zabi is going to explain what she just saw.
Yep.
She explains
Both explain
everything. Like she
what
did
it's like,
see what. Yeah, she explains everybody what she saw. She said the same thing as Estelle, but with more detail that there is an upper floor.
I asked if either of them saw the statue by the portal.
Remember, I did mine prior to you.
I think I did mine afterwards, didn't I?
You did about the
Thinking
same
of it
time.
afterwards?
About the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Right. Shall we do it again?
If you want your statue back, you better do.
Kind of King O.
Yeah, Aragorn's just makes a passing comment of like this. He didn't anticipate doing this today.
This is my line of experiment. Try it until it works.
And I thought...
Dylan tries to remarks by saying to him, very seldomly with this group of people do you do things that you expect to do.
And here I thought we were going to go to the bar today, Theo.
Well, who knows? Maybe we can still do that in a minute.
Maybe after that. After this,
Get
sorry.
Get ready to catch again, yeah? Same routine. And then I'll do the same sort of thing.
Yeah?
Though
Yeah,
she
I'll pick the
will
ball up
mention...
And then I throw it to him again.
Though she will mention it kind of feel like it's a different realm, void, sort of thing. She will explain that a bit as well. So, like, it felt like it's place, but it's no one's living in it.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean,
So-
it's kind of weird if it just go and keep dropping it. But
This is the thing, though. There's
I chuck it over.
it's just like it's another realm somewhere. So
Okay.
Anyway.
Throw.
Theo throwing. You probably do worse this time, or better.
Oh, better. It was the same as before.
I had the 70 last time.
So 70.
Okay. Plus
3.
11.
73
Oh,
plus
no.
11.
Again, same stance as before, same distance, same average height. You pick up the ball, take a step back, and you say, right, Dylan, get ready to catch this, and you throw it just underarm, up in the air. Gets to about just below shoulder height. And then there's a whoosh, and the same vortex opens up again.
Does it show the same layout like before?
It's just a vortex. Two-dimensional vortex. You put your hand in, and you're groping around, and after a minute or two, so the vortex is staying open for quite a little while this time, for whatever reason, just holding around inside it. You find the statue. It's on the floor, slightly at an angle. Yeah, like kind of like
not roughly where I remember.
oh yeah, it's
placing
roughly
it.
where you placed it, but you know, it might be the way you're standing because you've actually took a couple of steps back and a couple of steps forward and thrown a ball again. So you might have like offset yourself by a couple of degrees. So it's slightly at an angle, but it's there. You can feel it. It's like you can feel the shape of it. You can feel the arm of the statue of Isildur kind of stretching out.
I reach in to pull it
You
out.
feel
again.
the little axe that he's holding in his right hand, and you can feel his feet.
Okay. I reach in to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. Go.
You pull it out. Yeah, it's quite heavy. Doesn't seem to have changed or been altered in any shape, form, or fashion. And you're looking it over, and it's still exactly the same bookend that used to sit on Aragon's study desk.
And the portal stayed open longer this time because I haven't moved away from it. Right?
The portal's remaining. The portal's
Is that
remaining
why?
open.
So if I stay close to it, how long is it gonna? Is it
It's
still
low.
open?
So by stepping back, that will close.
Possibly. That's what it did last time.
Yeah, because you step back, and then it just suddenly closes.
You're still near it, so you know it's.
I still say this is a sort of like key to a place that is secluded from everything,
That's what I think as well. Plus,
or
it
its
has to
own
have a-
pocket dimension.
Was there oxygen in there, Brent? There must be, 'cause you guys were walking
I mean,
around.
we could breathe. Well, we had intuition that we could breathe.
Mm.
I mean, we didn't die of suffocation.
I mean,
I would have gotten vision of that. Zabby would have
Is it-
gotten a vision of that.
Yeah,
is it
basically.
worth someone going in to explore and then someone else waiting out here just in case it closes and reopen it again?
Are you kidding me?
No.
Me
I walk
and
in.
Esther? No.
Because nothing bad happened. Do I remember from the vision that the portal closed when I went in? Did it stay open constantly?
Oh, for you.
Yeah, in
When
my
you turned around, when you
intuitions
turned
thing,
around to look to see where the place where you stepped through the portal was still. Yeah,
when I looked around,
your portal's
was the
still
portal
open. Yeah,
still
the portal's
there?
still open.
So it stayed open because I went in.
The portal was open from your perspective. Yeah, two-dimensional. The portal was open here.
Okay, wait. I need to get my stuff because in case
Are we really
we will
gonna
go
do this
further.
now?
Okay. Break time. We will not go in the portal. We'll have a moment
Okay.
to.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of someone going in there while the two people are out here to deactivate it, just in case. We know we can activate it between me.
No,
and
yes.
one of us can throw it, and it will open. Or we
It's
know
still
it
open.
stays
It's still
every item
open.
that's in
You
there.
haven't moved, have you, Theo? It's still
No, I
swirling
haven't.
there. It's
Stayed near
still
it.
opening. It's not making. It's making a low humming.
I step back again.
It closes. Right?
Okay, step back again. There's a whoosh, and the ball materializes, and now it's like moving towards.
I go to jump for it.
It's moving towards Dylan Trust.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The ball's still
going.
traveling.
I'm walking sprintily to the ball. So I'm going towards Dylan
How
Trust.
is- towards me.
Dylan Trust is
Dylan
gonna
Trust
catch
has to either catch it or
Yeah.
just. Okay.
Is it rolling or
No, it's
traveling?
moving through the air.
No, it's
Being thrown in the
traveling.
air.
Oh, okay.
It's been passed.
Then
been
never mind.
passed.
Then
Don't go trying to hoard everything now.
It's been passed.
This is
It will
definitely
not help
not.
you. It will not
This is
help.
definitely not one. Zelly the Hoarder.
But one, I hit someone in the face, so unless you don't fail to catch this, we're good.
Yeah.
Dylan
Go,
Trust
go,
is
go
stood.
on.
Ready to catch this ball in front of the big giant window that overlooks the white tree of Gondor.
Oh no!
I have language law. I can read if I can see what the room could be.
It's far,
It's Far Eastern. It's Far
Oh, you
Eastern.
didn't go in, did you? So it kind of stepped back.
We already discussed that. It's Far Eastern language.
No, yeah. If I could specify what
Eastern.
it was.
It's Far Eastern. It'd still be the
The
same.
Far Eastern is a very, very big area. Very big area. Who's catching the ball? Dylan Trust, you catching the ball?
But then I
Me.
can find out the author.
Roll, roll.
Steady, shut up for a second. Didn't catch. Just catching the ball.
Dylan Trust, roll the dice.
Okay.
Would it be plus their dexterity then, or something?
Oh,
Oh,
was a
no,
drop.
that was
Roll
a
the
drop.
dice. Oh, cool. That went off the table,
no,
but we'll
it went
count
up.
it. It is a 7.
70.
73.
73.
Okay, what is your movement in light armor?
hold on. I shall
That's
just
mostly
tell
your
you.
agility, I'm guessing.
Movement in light armor. Would that be under my skills?
It is
It's
category.
the skill category, yeah.
Okay, skill.
It's the top one.
You got it.
No, my top one is acrobatics.
And you
Is
skill categories?
Yep.
Is it,
In skill
the
categories,
top one
page
is-
2.
Yeah, you see on the top where it says character skill sheet. That's what you're looking at the moment. You want
Oh,
to go to
right.
character skills categories.
Hold on.
Alright.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sheet
movement in
two.
light
Okay.
armor.
Top one.
I assume you're wearing
is-
light armor. Yeah,
light
you're wearing
armor.
light armor, aren't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
My total is plus 32, and there's a stat of 28.
32 on that's 100 and something or other. So yeah, it's that's nice. Let me just
32, so that's 108.
108.
Please catch it.
It's what? It is 108.
Yeah, 72. No, 73. Sorry, is 100. Is 100.
Okay, he catches the ball. He catches it with one hand. Okay. Catches it with one hand,
That's me catching it. That's me
and
catching
then
it.
it slips from that one hand, and he has the opportunity to actually catch it with his other hand before it hits the floor.
I
Oh,
take
God.
it. I take the opportunity
roll.
to catch it with
Roll.
my other hand.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh
The
god.
dice first.
God, it was hard.
That's
What's he flinging?
Oh, that hit.
That's the
Oh,
wrong
that was
dice
a
anyway, but
8.
go on.
Yeah.
That's a 7.
78.
right,
You
Danny.
can roll blue again, yeah, go on. Yeah.
Oh right. Okay,
Make sure you don't hit the red though.
Ooh. 4. Plus what's your movement
74.
for light armor? 34.
No,
What
is
did
it
you say?
34?
I don't know.
No, for light armor, it's 32.
Oh, it's fine.
32. You
It's alright.
added 2.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to actually catch it with your other hand. Very, very quickly, the hand just slides in from the right-hand side, just grabs all the ball just before it hits the floor.
feel like this is not a very good device if someone was using this.
You think?
You would have to throw it to activate it, and then run around the portal, step back from the portal, and hope to catch it that way. So if someone on their own was using this device, it's really awkward.
Unless it was an escape route of some sort.
Okay, you've got the ball. Dylan Trash now has the ball.
A pocket dimension.
Dylan Trash, you stand back up and you're holding the ball. Yeah, this black ball. You can tell it's a black ball. It's a glass-like substance, glass ball, and it's got a purpley black swirly thing bushing around on the inside somewhere, ever so faint. It's heavy. It's very heavy. It's like it.
Can I take another chance at reading what's written on it?
The ruin?
You can try. You can try. Go on.
Okay. Blue or red first?
Red first, because that's the 10s. Oh, that was a drop.
I don't like these dice.
There's nothing wrong with the dice.
Nothing wrong with the dice.
That's a 9.
It's just that's a 9. You
Nice.
90.
See, the blue dice is nice. The blue dice actually work.
Okay, what's your read runes?
I'm guessing that's in my skills.
Yeah, it'll probably be in your look at your big skill list of the last one.
Last
all
list.
skills, read runes.
Yeah. It'll be the last page. No, page 5.
We've all got slightly different numbers, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because some of the people have other things. But yeah, you'll have it'll be on your big list of runes.
Read runes is plus 17.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
better than me.
118. 108. 108. Okay, yeah, it's you recognise it as being Far Eastern. It's Far Eastern. Possibly.
I've already established
Yeah, it's Far Eastern.
that.
You're not too sure if it means.
Super far?
No.
Or just far?
You interpret it as
No.
meaning I live here.
I live here.
Yeah.
Didn't try to say that to us. I live here.
That's what you interpret it as. I live here.
Yeah.
You're not entirely certain if that's accurate, but that's what you can deduce.
I ask Aragon, do you have any books here in your library that fully determine the Far Eastern languages, or that even have any Far Eastern languages within them and how to speak them?
He says, that's something we haven't acquired yet. The person who did bring this back, one of his scouts, who's away out the city at the moment, did report there being such manuscripts in the same room as he found this object.
Find the room.
Yes, Lee.
Anyway,
Yes,
I was
Lee.
gonna say, well, find the room, find the information. Where was this? Was this in the towers?
Yes.
Oh. If we want to know more, we have to go there.
Well, to be fair, if we know it stores items in there, like it had with the statue, we can use this to transfer all the relics that we may acquire home.
Good point.
Pocket dimension.